Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Hi, I'm Angie with National Indoor RV Centers, and today I'm thrilled to show you the Jayco 2020 Precept 31 UL. Now this is a great coach. There's lots of standards that they pack into it, just like Jayco always does, so I'll point those out as we go along. First of all, we have the partially painted single piece molded fiberglass front cap. This sits on the 22,000 pound Ford F53 chassis with the Triton V10 320 horsepower gas engine. Now, one of the things that I love about this coach, you're going to notice how big that front windshield is. It's the largest in the industry. So it's a 120-inch windshield. You're going to love this when you're out there making the country your backyard. It's a beautiful picture screen of our beautiful country. So enjoy that also, along with the big windshield. Jayco gave us bigger windshield wipers so that we have better visibility when it's raining. I'm used to doing a lot of videos where I'm in a diesel pusher, so this is a gas coach, so that means your engine's going to be in the front. So it's really easy to show you what's behind here. Pull that down, and then I'll cover what's inside here. So we have our windshield wiper fluid down below. Then we have our power steering fluid. We have the dipstick here for our oil. This is the engine air filter behind here. We have our transmission coolant. That's the first screen you see here. Then we have the AC condenser, and then we have the radiator behind that. Over here we have our transmission fluid dipstick. Then we have our coolant. And above that, we have the fill for our oil. And down below, we have our chassis battery. Okay, so I told you I'd point out the things that were a little bit upgraded on the Precept. First of all, we've got the chrome exterior mirrors, and those are remote controlled. They have defrost, and we've got the side camera in those mirrors. So as you turn on your left and right blinkers, you're gonna be able to see down the full side of your coach. Very handy. That's what makes these big coaches as easy to drive as your cars. Now, this coach has the 22.5-inch tires, Michelin tires, with the aluminum Alcoa wheels. So that's a nice upgrade there. Also, I want to make sure you refer back to my Retroband video. This is a potential life-saving device in the case of you having a front end blowout. It's basically a spare within your tire. I give all the information about it and even tell you how it's installed. So go take a look at that, check that out on YouTube. Then we have the frameless windows. So these are exactly what you're used to seeing in the high-end diesel coach videos that I do. So it just gives it that beautiful, sleek look that we are used to and that we love. As we move back here, we've got our first storage compartment. Now note they use the metal slam doors, so not the twist lock, so they're much more secure when they close. They're really nice. There's no rattle, no jiggle. Very nice. And then we've got the ABS plastic molding on the inside, so you're not going to worry about water getting in there. And all the storage compartments are lit, something that you're going to love. You get tons of storage with this coach. So you've got two big storage compartments right here, and these are both going to be pass-through compartments. So that means they're going to pass through to the other side. So if you've got picnic tables, if you've got lawn chairs, a ladder, whatever it is, you can get them in because it's going to go all the way through. And again, they're nicely lit for you as well. We have a single piece fiberglass roof, so it goes front to back, side to side, which is great, so you don't have to worry about anything up on the roof. We also have rain gutters that run both sides of the coach. Then you'll note that another standard is that we have slide toppers. Those come standard, those aren't an option. The Precept comes with the Carefree awnings, so they're very nice and tall. They extend really far, but one of the other things you can do is you can adjust the pitch. So if you need to give yourself a little bit more shade, want to give yourself more pitch to your awning, you can do that here. If you want to make it so that the rain can run off, you can do that. It's very simple. All you have to do is push this button in here, and pull down or up, depending on how you want to adjust the pitch. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the awnings for you. I've got them at the most pitch I can put them at, so I wanted to show you what it looks like if you need to create more shade for yourselves. So just right inside the door here, I'm going to go ahead and extend the awnings. So you can see with the awning, with the nice pitch, I'm going to get some extra shade here. Another thing I want to point out, Jayco adds a strut here on the front entry door, and that's going to keep it from slamming back against your coach, but also it's going to keep it from hitting into the leg of the awning when it is out. Another standard that I love on the Precept is the awning lights. So I can just turn those on. It's also cool that with my switch that takes my awning in and out, I can adjust where those lights shine. So I can go down a little bit more if I wanted to illuminate kind of more of the ground, or I can back it up. So I like that I can adjust that. If you're not getting enough light from the LED lighting on your awning, or if your awning's not out and you hear a sound at night, you want to see what's going on outside, just simply hit that exterior light and you're going to get a nice amount of light right there. So nothing says welcome home like steps coming out to greet you. So we've got the power steps. That's really nice. So you're not going to have to heave yourself up into your coach. You also have the nice grab bars. You're going in and coming out. Now this power step, you're going to want to make sure that you hit the power step button. I'll show you that when we go inside, so that once you're camping, it doesn't come in and out every time you open your door. And then there's also a safety on this. So when you turn on your ignition, it's going to automatically retract those steps. I always like to visually check as well, but that is a nice feature. Now, another thing that I really like about this front door is look, obviously the nice screen door, keep the bugs out, but I love that they give you such a big window and it's shaded. So you can let a lot of the natural light in, or you can black it out in there and make it super dark in your own little home theater. So the Precept comes standard with JRide Plus. So they've given us even a little bit more. So we get the computer balanced drive shaft. That's going to create less road vibrations. We've all heard those when we're driving along. We hear those vibrations come up through the coach. A lot of times they manifest themselves in the microwave and it drives us crazy. So you're going to have less of that. So a nicer, smoother, quieter ride. Then we have the front and rear stabilizers. They've upgraded those in the front from the Ford to the oversized Hellweg, because we've got a bigger chassis now. We're going to have less rolling side to side or sway, and we have the jounce bumpers. So those are going to keep us from bottoming out. What happens when we bottom out? That's when our chassis rails hit the axle. So we don't want that metal on metal. We don't want to feel that. So we've got the jounce bumpers, and then we have the Sachs shocks. So here's our exhaust for our furnace. So you want to stay away from that. It gets hot. And then we have a 16.5 gallon LP tank here. And then we have our 2 house batteries. We get 2 now because we have a residential fridge and we're working off the 50 amp shore power cord. And these are AGM batteries. So basically you don't have to mess with them, and they're on the nice MORryde slide out tray. They've also given us a quick connect here so that we can hook up our gas grill. Passenger side marker light, and then we have our last big storage compartment on the passenger side. Again, this is the ABS molded seamless plastic, so you're going to love that space. And we've got the light in there. And then saving my favorite thing for this side, now that we've got our awning out, our LED lights are up, we're ready to have a party and entertain with a little TV. So we've got our nice big flat screen TV, and we can angle this. So if the sun's coming in, or if all of our guests are over here, we can just simply pull this out and adjust it to wherever we want to see it. We also have the 110 outlet in here, outdoor speakers, and then we have our radio, CD player, and DVD. So you just push that button and you've got it all right there. Here is our 10 gallon gas electric water heater, And you can look right here through this little peephole if you want to see if your pilot light is lit. Notice how the Precept has more of a higher end coach feel and look. It's because it doesn't have the flat rear cap. It has a single piece molded fiberglass rear cap, which gives us that nice look. Plus it has the rear view camera. That's another standard, so you're going to be able to see very easily when you're backing into your camping spot, or when you're going down the road, you'll have that rear view camera. We also get the third brake light here, so if you're towing something, it's just another safety feature to be able to let the vehicles behind you see that you're braking. We have a 5,000 pound hitch, so you're going to be able to easily tow your 4,000 pound Jeep. On the driver's side here, we have our fuel fill for our 80-gallon gas fuel tank. Here is our 50 amp shore power cord, so we've got a thicker cord now. Again, we've got a little door here so that we can feed our shore power cord through here to keep any critters from getting into our coach. Onto our wet bay. So we've got, first of all, lots of space in here. It's lit. We can turn the light on right there. We've got a paper towel holder over here to the side, which is nice. So once we've done all the dirty work, we can clean up. We have the soap holder and water filter, or we can put our plastic gloves in here if you like to do that, if you wear gloves when you do the dirty work. And then we also have a little door here so that we can feed our water hose that we're hooking up here through the hole here so that we keep critters out of our coach. So we can turn the water pump on from right here. Now this is what I really like. They give us the different scenarios that we're going to need to know, and so they give us, these are all color-coded: white, green, red, blue, and then if you're dry camping, it tells you which direction that valve should be. So for dry camping, for city water, winterizing, sanitizing, and our power fill tank. So that just makes it super easy. Now remember, if you need to winterize your coach, you need to look at your instruction manual, but if you're a storage customer at National Indoor RV Centers, you'll never have to worry about that. Now here is our black tank flush and our city water fill, and then this is for our shower. So we just hook this in here, and we have our nice power shower here with hot and cold. We've got our low point drains in the back here. You'll need to know where those are if you winterize your coach. We have our satellite and cable inputs here as well. We have our driver's side marker light. Here is our engine exhaust. And then behind this door, we have our T-valves for our black tank and our gray tank. And we have the sensors here on our tanks. You can see that. So you're just gonna come in here, hook up your sewer hose, Stinky Slinky, and do your gravity dump right here. We have our generator exhaust, and then obviously our generators. So we've got the Awning 5500 generator here. Remember, we have our two ACs that come standard for this coach, the 13.5 and the 15 BTU. So you're probably wondering what that vent is up there. That is for your microwave. And then we've got our two big pass-through storage compartments here. So you saw those from the passenger side, and now from the driver's side, again, both lit and pass-through storage. And last but not least, we have another small storage compartment. Again, it's lit. It's not very big, but I know that I'm going to find something to go in there. I just love that Jayco gives us every little bit of space that they can for storage. As I come into the coach, again, I want to note the nice grab bar, and then another safety feature that I really, really like is that there's a light illuminating the stairs, so to keep you from falling. Now it's on this switch right here. Also, this switch is for your exterior light on the side of the coach. Your battery disconnect, by the way, is right here. So as you're entering or exiting the coach, you can just hit that on or off. Also, here's your awning button. I demonstrated that earlier. Your exterior lights too is going to be for your LED awning light. Then you've got your power step button. That's to keep those steps out once you're camping. And then your interior lights. So that's just going to be kind of your walkway lights when you first enter the coach, so you don't have to fumble around in the dark. And then we've got our accent light. This is another standard feature. I think it's really nice in this Precept. So just gives you some nice soft lighting. I'm a lighting person, so I don't always like the heavy lights on, so I like those accent lights. You can just have those on at night and just have a really nice cozy feel in your coach. Then another thing that I like is, I know it's simple, but a hook for your jackets, your coats, or something that I'm losing constantly, my keys. So I can throw them there. As soon as I walk in the door, don't have to worry about that. I also want to point out another storage cabinet just right here above the step that's pretty good size. And I've seen a lot of my customers, they'll put hooks and label their different keys and stuff up here. You can use it however you want, but I just love that, again, Jayco gives us storage wherever they can fit it in. So as you know, this is my favorite part of the tour. I love to talk about the interiors. I think Jayco does a really nice job of giving us a beautiful classic interior. This is the Kensington interior package. I love it because it's fairly neutral. I can add whatever color and flavor of my own to it and make it my own house. I also love that I can get so many people in here. So I've turned the captain and co-captain's chairs around, so you can see that just adds to my living room. So I've got 2 here. I've got 2 on the sofa. I can get 4 in the booth. So that's 8 people. I can also seat belt 8 people. Yep, that's right. You heard correct. 8 seat belts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jayco meets the requirements of the Department of Transportation on the pull test on that rear facing booth. So again, they go above and beyond. Most manufacturers won't do that. They do that and they give us those 2 extra seat belts. So sitting here in my living room in my comfy, did I mention that these are flex steel chairs? So really nice and comfortable. I may want to, like I said, we can get 8 people in here in seat belts. We can only get 4 at the dinette, so I may want another table. Jayco's thought of that. So I can easily install my table here. So you're gonna see there's like 3 little prongs here that I'm gonna turn and kind of secure right into this piece, which also has a cover. So when you're not using it, you're not going to kind of stub your toe in there. That's something I would do. So you're going to put those in and turn it to secure it, and then you just tighten it down to make that nice and sturdy so that it's not going to wobble. Then you take your table. You can decide which end you want to have your cup holders, and you just place that right on there. Easy peasy like that. So I can use this as a workstation. I can have my meal here. I also like that you've got the cup holders, and then you've also got a cup holder right here. So as I'm sitting here, I've got 2 easy accessible cup holders, which I think is great. So once you're camping and inside your coach and it's evening, you might want to pull down your blackout shades for privacy. So we've got the MCD shades in this coach, and I've got the blackout shades all pulled in the front cab area. Now another bonus feature on the Precept, I get both the day shade and the night shade on the rest of the coach. So that's really nice because I am one of those people, I like to have my windows open if I can. That gives you a little extra privacy with the day shade, and then if you want full privacy at night, go ahead and pull them all the way down. Now, I want to talk about one of my favorite features on this coach. You walk in, it just looks like a gorgeous coach. You've got this nice, beautiful cabinetry here, which I love. Let me go over that space too. Now, this is just going to be a little faux cabinet because we've got a motor in here that I'm going to tell you about in a second. But then we've got storage back here and more storage on the passenger side. So very easy to get to. And then this is what I want to talk about now, what's above me here. So this is our overhead bunk. Jayco does this like no one else also. So this bunk will hold 750 pounds. So that's 2 really big adults. My son-in-law happens to be a lineman for an NFL team. He weighs 300 plus, so we could get 2 of him on this bed, and I'm not going to worry about anything happening. You know, also we've got kids that are jumping around. They bring their 4 friends with them. They're all up there. No weight issue. So that's really huge. That's almost more than double what the industry, what the other coaches in this price range would put on their bed. Okay, so now I want to show you how easy it is to operate the overhead bunk. A couple things that you need to know first of all. Now, most of the time when you're going to be putting that bunk down to go to bed, your captain and co-captain's chairs are going to be facing towards your living room. You need to turn those slightly in so that when the cabinet comes down, it doesn't catch the corner of those chairs. So now to their safety feature. I've always talked about safety with Jayco. So they've got this little seat belt here. As long as that seat belt is connected, even when I turn the key on, push the button, the green light comes on, nothing happens. That will not come down if that seat belt is latched. So I'm going to go ahead and latch the seat belt, turn my key to the on position, press the down button, and it's as easy as that. Now, let me tell you, if that bed doesn't come all the way down, there's actually a little magnet sensor. Once the bed hits that sensor, then this light will work. As I take the bed up and I forget to turn off the light, it's going to automatically turn off for me. Not that it's a big deal, it's an LED light, it's not going to get super hot, but we don't need that light on there if the bed's up at the ceiling. So this is almost the size of a queen bed. Did I mention that it will hold 750 pounds? I think so. Just want to remind you of that fact. It's also very comfortable. One of the reasons it's so comfortable is that underneath the mattress pad we have this lattice work, and that's going to give some spring to our bed, so it makes it very comfy. Also under here is where you can store the ladder to get up to the bed, and we've got the bumpers. So we're going to want to put those in, and there's one for the other side as well, because there is an area where a small child could fall over into the dash. So I'll put those up and add the ladder and show you how easy and functional this over the cab bunk is. Another standard that kind of goes above and beyond is that we have two standard AC units. So we have the 15,000 BTU with heat pump here in the living room area, and in the bedroom we have the 13.5 BTU AC unit. So that's going to keep this coach nice and cool and warm in the winter. It is ducted air, so the heat will flow throughout the coach when you're using the heat. Now we also have the LED lighting throughout the coach, our smoke detector, not fire extinguisher, smoke detector, and then we're going to go to our beautiful cabinets. So we have hardware cabinets, we have the double struts on both doors, so that gives us a really nice smooth cabinet. And again, like I said, that's hardwood, very nice. And then really deep storage here. Two big cabinets there. And right below the cabinet, we have more LED lights, and we have two 110 outlets here, so we can use that over into our kitchen, or if we need to charge our devices, we can use that there. Our light switch here. Now below the sofa, I've got a 110 outlet, two 110 outlets here, and I've got drink holders on both sides. Again, this is a flex steel sofa, so it's super comfy, and it makes into a bed. I'll show you how easy that is. So you're just going to simply pull from the center here of your fold and tumble bed. You have to use a little bit of muscle. And then you come up here, fold down the top. There's your air mattress, so I'm just going to unclick that. And it's got an outlet for it right here. We're just going to simply plug that in and blow this air mattress up for you. So now I've got the bed fully inflated. You can see this will sleep two adults. And now I'm going to go ahead and make up the booth dinette into a bed. So I like to just bring up the bottom cushion, just kind of set it up a little bit so it doesn't get in the way when I take my table down. Now, it's one of the things I haven't talked about because I haven't really gone over the dinette yet, which I will, but it's legless. So I can sit all the way in and then my knees aren't going to hit the table. This is something that's exclusive to Jayco. So I just simply lift the table up, pull it out, push it down, and then I can push it back. And it's super easy. I'm gonna bring those bottom cushions down. I'm gonna bring in my extra cushion to fill in the center. And then I usually just kind of bring those down together so I can make a nice flat bed. So now you can see that we can sleep 8 easily in this coach. 2 750-pound total weight adults up here, 2 adults here, and a couple of kiddos here. So it's time for a sleepover. So there's lots to point out here at the dinette booth. First of all, remember we've got seat belt. Below each cushion, we have an area for storage. So just simply move those cushions off and pull up, and you've got lots of storage on both sides of the booth. So that's really nice. So I've got this down. You can easily see that we have the USB outlet here, the 110, and this is the button for our TV lift. So when I press that, here comes my TV. I do love the placement of the TV. I like that it's directly across from the sofa. Now remember, that sofa you can replace with theater seating as well. You will use that extra bed, but we have a lot of sleeping area here, so you may prefer the theater seating. But you can see it directly across from the theater seating, the captain's chair, the bunk bed, and even the booth. So above the booth we do have more storage. It's not as tall as the other side, so we don't have handles, but they do have a little area that you can just pull and open. We've got our Sony Blu-ray player here, and then it is prepped for satellite. So if you were going to add DirecTV or Dish, this is where you would add your box here. And then we have more storage along the top, and we have another 110, 2 110 outlets here. And again, I just wanted to show how roomy this booth is. So you can easily get 4 people in here. You've got the drink holders, and I can go all the way up to the wall. My knees aren't going to hit a leg. So that's a great feature. Now to the kitchen. So I love this kitchen. First of all, let's point out some of the upgrades. We have the solid surface countertop, which is beautiful. We have the residential style backsplash, which I think is great. I just helped my daughter put this in her house. And we have the stainless steel upgraded package. So our microwave, which is residential, is stainless steel, and our Furion all-in-one cooktop and oven is stainless steel as well. So you can just turn that on and hit the igniter, and then this just folds back, our glass cooktop cover, and sits right there. So that's nice too, kind of blocks the backsplash too. Easy to clean and out of your way. I don't have to find another place to store the cover for my cooktop. So I like that. Then let's check out the storage that we have here. So nice big cabinet here. Look at these full extension drawers. This one is my favorite because it's nice and deep. I can get some of my big pots and pans in there, which is really nice. And then over here below the sink, I've got another set of nice storage area. So this one's really nice and deep and tall. So we've got those Instapots. I could put my garbage in there. I always like to have a place to put my garbage that's tucked away. So I like that. So then we have our sink. We have the nice sink covers here, which I always like. I tend to like to have those because in case I do have guests over and dirty dishes in the sink, I can keep half of them covered. We have the stainless steel undermount sink and the residential faucet, and it's got the little hose on it there so I can get into all the corners. I love that. That's just like my sink at home, faucet at home. Then we've got this nice big cabinet here with adjustable shelves, so I can use this for spices, or I can use it for part of my pantry. Some of my baking goods. I love to bake cookies, so I love that I have a oven and a place to put all my spices. And then one more big cabinet. So we've got lots of storage in this kitchen. Now This is on the slide, so when the slide comes in, you're probably going to be wondering if you can still get to your sink. You can. One half of the sink is still going to be exposed, so you can still be using that when you're going down the road. So underneath the kitchen cabinet here, we have the light, and then just on the other side, the 110 outlets. So we've got, look at all that counter space where we can put a coffee maker, a blender, a mixer, whatever you need. So we have our fan here in the kitchen area. You just need to manually open that, and then you hit the switch right here to turn the fan on. We've also got the ceiling lights, and we have two 110 outlets here. Then we have our little flip drawer here, and then two drawers with the more storage, more storage, which is always good. And then we have our carbon monoxide detector. So another thing to add to my favorite things list is the residential refrigerator. So this is a 21 cubic foot refrigerator, stainless steel. I love that we have water and ice in the door, so you don't have to open that up. So nice and big. I like how they have the ice in the door, so you can just simply tilt that out, and if I want to fill my cooler with the ice, I can do that as well. So pretty handy. So now we're going to move into the bathroom. I like how this door is a privacy door, so you just open up and push it through this little knob here, and that separates your living room kitchen from your bathroom bedroom area. So I'm just going to open that up and we'll head on into our shower. I wanted to show you how big and roomy the shower is, so I can easily turn around. I'm not hitting the sides. I've got the glass closure, and new for 2020 I have like the marbling look in the shower wall, which I just think is really pretty and adds to that high-end feel. I also love that we have the little shower head. We can hook it up here or handheld. Just makes it easier to get the shampoo out of our hair, or for washing our furry friends or our kiddos. That makes it a lot easier too. Also, we've got the skylight here. So I'm about 5'6", and I've probably got 3-inch heels on. So lots of room, headroom, and side-to-side room in this shower. So the latch on the shower door, you just unlatch here, and then you just pull it shut. So this is nice because it gives me more clearance for the door here when I need to get out of the shower. There's really nothing in my way. So we have a lot of room here in the bathroom as well. So we have the pedal flush toilet, and we have the day and night shades in our bathroom. I really like that. So if you want to have more natural light while you're putting on your makeup, you've got that nice big window. That's really nice. Again, I want to point out that we have a hook for our towels, big deal for Ange, and a towel bar for our hand towel as well. Then lots of counter space, and I even get 3 drawers. A whole big storage area underneath my stainless steel sink and my residential faucet. I have 2 110 outlets here, and then I have a nice big medicine cabinet. So inside the medicine cabinet, we have something that's very important. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it when we get outside here, but this is our Auto Gen Start program panel. So this is where we're going to set all of our programmable times for the Auto Gen Start in here. And I've got my bath light, and I've got my bath fan. So I've got a fan here as well that I just have to crank open and then turn the fan on. So here's our control panel for the coach. So we've got our generator. It's going to show us the hours. We can start and stop it from here. And then this is something huge. So I mentioned that we have Auto Gen Start in this coach. So very few coaches in this price range are going to have Auto Gen Start. So it's a great feature. First of all, you're going to use it for 3 main items. Basically, most of the time when you're dry camping, for time, temperature, and voltage. So you can set your Auto Gen Start to come for your generator to run at a certain time during the day. So you always want it to run for 3 hours from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can set that. Or you can say, if my coach gets over 72 degrees, then I want my AC to come on. So you're going to have your generator start up so the AC can come on, cool down the coach, and then turn back off. Then if your batteries are below your set voltage that you want them to get to, it will turn on, charge your batteries back to full, and then turn back off. So it's a great feature. We also have the buttons here for our slides. We have 3 slides on this coach. So our extend and retract for slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3. Then we have our tank levels. So I can see here that my LP tank is 2/3 full. My batteries are fully charged. My fresh tank is 2/3 full. Black tank is empty. And my gray tank is 1/3 full. Then we have our tank heaters, so I can turn those on here so we don't have to worry about those in cold temperatures. We have our water pump here, and then we have our water heaters. So on the Precept, we have a 10-gallon water heater. That's huge. Most coaches at this price range are going to be 6 gallons. So we have 10 gallons, and we can turn on our LP gas to heat that, or our electric, or both, which makes it super efficient. Then we have our Xantrex monitor panel. This is for our 1200 watt inverter, and we can see that we're at 13.4 volts, and we're plugged in right now, so we're in bypass mode. Then we have our thermostat, so this is for our AC and our and our heat. Turn that on, and then our light switch. So here we are in the beautiful master bedroom of the Precept. Now this has a king size bed, and I love the bedding. It kind of feels like velvet, so it's really cozy. I'm ready to get in right now. I also like that we've got the padded headboard so that you can lay up against that, read your book. We have the stem lights, which are new, so you can just direct those wherever you'd like them for reading purposes, and that's really nice. We also have the day and night shades. So that's the night shades. We have the day shades. We have windows on both sides of the bed so we can get that cross ventilation. I really like that feature. Love the beautiful balances. And then look at the storage that we have overhead. Nice and deep, so we can get a lot of things up there. I would probably put some plastic containers with clothing, like maybe my sweaters. Just an idea, because that is a lot of space and very usable. Then we have our 110 outlet here, 2 outlets on the side of this bed, and we have 2 on the base over on that side of the bed. And then we have our nightstand on each side. Now I know lots of people have CPAP machines, so it's really nice when they give us a place to put those. And we've got that on both sides of the bed, and we have great storage underneath this bed as well. And we've got a nice strut to hold the bed up while we get into that storage. In the Precept, they also give us a pocket, well, almost like a pocket door. So you have another level of privacy. So we've got all the kids and the big slumber party out there. We can have some peace and quiet in here, which is nice. Then look at all the storage you get in this coach. I mean, tons. So your wardrobe is huge, and you have one that's exactly like it on that side. I call it his and her. They're marriage savers. And then really nice deep drawers here. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawers here in the middle. This is a drop down, so that's kind of nice. And then the rest are drawers. And they're really big and deep. You're gonna be able to get tons of clothes in here. Then we've got our Insignia TV. And what I love about this is that it lifts up, and look at all that storage, nice and tall. You've got the 110 outlet in there as well. We've got our second wardrobe, really nice storage, and again, more drawers. And then we have our emergency egress window. So this is great if you ever in an emergency need to get out of the coach, you can go out this way. But I just love having a big window in the back of my RV, because it seems like so often I'm parked, the back view is into a lake or something beautiful, or the forest, and I'm missing that. So in the bedroom you get that beautiful, bring the outdoors indoor, and again, you can open those windows to the side and get the fresh air. Just love this master bedroom. So everyone always likes to see the slides in and how much room you have. So you can easily sleep on your bed here, take a shower, get into the bathroom. Obviously, so important, access to the refrigerator and the ice cream. And we can, like I told you before, still have access to one full side of your sink, most your cabinets and your oven. Anyway, you can see there's tons of room in this coach with the slides in. Another thing that sets the Jayco Precept apart from other coaches in its class is Jayco gives you a 2-year warranty on this coach. So that's huge. That's twice as long as most other manufacturers. So basically you have 2 years or 24 months or 2 camping seasons. I know that sounds kind of silly, but if you were to buy this coach in April and then use it all year, by the time you got out to, or use it through the summer months through August, and then you put it in storage, you go to use it the next April, you're out of warranty. This way you've got a whole nother year of warranty. So I think that's a great feature and something that you don't find with every manufacturer. So here at the dash, I want to show you some of the key features. We're going to start with the equalizer hydraulic jack system. So that you've got automatic jacks, and that's hydraulic up and down. They're not spring loaded. And another cool feature that I'm going to demonstrate is that it's compatible with your smartphone. So you just download the app EQ Smart Level and you can put it right on your phone. So we're going to do it here today. We'll see how it goes. So you just download the EQ Smart Level app. Here it is on my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the power button, and then it's going to check through the status of all things. Okay, it's telling me right here, I need to engage the park brake. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, that's gone off. So now I am ready to auto level. So it's letting me know that it's operating. So you can see that it's still operating, it's still leveling. And one of the things I think is cool about the app is if I wanted to be outside, if I was worried about maybe the slope, I mean, it's obviously going to tell me if it can't level, but I could watch it while I'm leveling it. While we're waiting for it to level, a helpful tip that one of the techs told me was that you shouldn't cycle your jacks more than 2 cycles. Oops, here we go. Look at that. We're all level. Isn't that cool? Okay, now I'll tell you my tip. So one of the technicians told me that if you pull into a campground, you could try to level. It says excessive slope or something. So then you bring your jacks back up and you try to level again, maybe manually, and it doesn't work. You bring them back up. He said wait about 20 minutes to let that pump cool down, because you could overheat your pump. So I just thought that was kind of helpful information. A lot of times we'll go into a campground, try it a couple of times, maybe move locations, and when you get to that new location, just make sure you've given it a little time to cool off. Now that we're all level, I'm going to go ahead and pretend like we've been at our campsite for a week or so. I'm ready to leave. I'm just going to hit retract all, or all retract. Obviously you can do all this same function on the panel, but I like that they give you the app. I mean, what did we do before we had cell phones? Jacks are all retracted. I'm just going to power the system off and we're good to go. So here we have our mirror heat, so we can defrost our side view mirrors, and we have the control here to make them so that we can see perfectly out of them. This is our shade up and down, so really easy to use there and handy, like very convenient for your hand to get to. And our battery boost. So this is a super important button. So your battery boost button is very important. This is it's a bilateral button, so it's gonna bring your house and your chassis battery together if needed. So say you come to your coach and your chassis battery is dead. You're gonna hit the battery boost button and see if you can get just enough juice so that you can start your ignition by tying your house battery to that. Say you come back to your coach and your house batteries are dead. You want to start your generator, so you're going to hit your battery boost button. Hopefully you'll get enough juice that you can start your generator and then start to charge those batteries back up. Now, if you come back to your coach and both your house and chassis batteries are dead, you're pretty much out of luck. The battery boost button is not going to help you. Now, this is never going to happen if you happen to be lucky enough to be one of our storage customers at National Indoor RV Centers, where we always keep you plugged into power. If this does happen, you do have CoachNet. You can call them and they will come to your rescue. We have our nice drink holder here, our 12-volt receptacle, our fog lights, our handy dandy cell phone holder, that right there, and then we have our parking lights, our headlights, and then this is the knob for our brightness control for our dash lights. So I like to have that all the way up. So to the steering column here, it's all pretty basic information. You have your lever here to adjust the height of the steering column. I like to have it a little lower, kind of sit in my lap. And then we've got our windshield wiper control, our turn signal. We have our cruise control, so we can turn that on and off. Our resume, accelerate, our set, and our coast. Then we have our gear shift here, and also our tow haul button. So when we press this button, so when you put yourself in tow haul mode, you just press this button in. So say I'm towing a trailer or something, and it's going to keep me from constantly trying to upshift between 5th and 6th gears. Then when I'm going downhill, I don't want to ride my brakes, so I may just want to stay in, let's say, 4th gear or whatever gear I'm in. To do that, I would simply push the brake down, let off the pedal. It's going to keep me in that gear until I push the accelerator, and then it can switch gears again. So here we have basically our trip information. So it's going to tell us the temperature outside is 97 degrees. We have 368 miles to empty. Engine hours 42.9, and our trip is 302.4. Now I can go to the setup menu here, and I can make my own settings, basically change it to different language, whatever I want. Lots of options there. And then if I want to start a new trip, I'm going to go ahead. Right now my trip says that we're at 302.4. I'm going to hit the reset button, and we're going to go to 0. So here we have our infotainment screen. So we can go through all these functions here, touch screen, or I can also use a remote, which I think is kind of handy. So I can just hit the disc if I want to put a disc in here, radio, my GPS. So we're on our GPS, so we can find something on a map and go back, show the map, menu, destination, route options, more. There's all of these things that we can do from our GPS. Then we have our Sirius XM radio. You do get a free 3-month subscription to Sirius Radio with purchase of the Precept. Then we've got our AC and heat controls. So on my fan control here, cold and hot, and then the position of where those fans are going to blow. We have our Gen start and stop button here, so I can start it right here. Lights for the dash area, I can turn those on and off, and USB port for the driver. And then we've got a little spot here for keys, remotes, whatever. So again, in this Precept, I get the Flex Steel chairs, which are super comfortable, and another standard, the 6-way powered captain's chair. So forward, back, forward tilt, up and down, and then rear tilt, up and down. And this is how you recline the back seat. In the co-captain's chair, another standard that's awesome is I have the 6-way powered chair here as well, just like I did in the captain's chair. So I have the forward and back, the upward, the front tilt and lower, and the back tilt, raise and lower, and the same reclining button. So it's exactly the same as the captain's chair. Then in front here, I have a little office workspace. I can pull that forward, work on this while I'm going down the road. I also have a 12-volt receptacle and 110 outlets, another drink holder, place for our cell phone, another 110 outlet, 2 there, and 2 USB charging ports. So let's see if this really is the quietest riding, best handling coach in its price range. So I've got my right blinker on so I can see in my camera here down the full right side of my coach, or passenger side of my coach. That becomes even more important when you're on the freeway and you're trying to change lanes. Just gives you that extra sense of security that you know that you're clear to go. When you're driving a Class A gas coach, you don't really have to change that much. Your tires are still in front of you, so you sort of drive it just like you would your car. You just want to make sure you use those convex mirrors to make sure you don't go over the curb. And between the side cameras and the great mirrors, it's as easy to drive as my car is. So some people are really scared about driving a Class A coach. Once you realize that you're going to fit in your lane, obviously you are, and that you're bigger than everyone else out there, all you need to do is just go slow, take your time, and don't rush. Those are the things that get you into trouble. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get on the freeway now. I'm going to get up to speed. You are going to hear a little bit of engine noise here. Remember, this is a Class A gas coach, so your engine's in the front, so you're going to hear it a little bit, but once we're up to speed, it's not going to be a problem. I'm still speaking in my regular talking voice. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my cruise control and set it for 60 miles per hour. And now I can just literally enjoy the drive. So just some little tips for when you're driving. When I first learned how to drive a Class A coach, they always told me to hug the left side of the lane that I was in. Don't always stay in the left lane, but hug the left lane. That way, trucks are going to come up on the side of you. You're going to be fine as long as you're hugging the left side of the lane. Everything bad happens on the right. So now I'm looking out my 120-inch windshield. I've got the coach on cruise control, and I can just sit back and enjoy the beautiful countryside that we get in the United States. Now, I think this coach is handling really well. It's nice and quiet. It's a hot day here in the desert. It's 100 degrees outside. So if that's the case and you've got passengers with you, you're going to have your dash AC on, you're going to have your generator on, and you're going to have your rear AC units on to keep everyone cool. So I'm going to turn all those things on so you can see how quiet this coach is. Okay, so going down the road, got the generator on, got my dash AC on, I've got the rear AC units on, and my decimal reader is 82.4. So I think that's really quiet. I'm impressed for a gas coach. All right, so you really need to come out and drive one of these for yourself. We'd love to see you at National Indoor RV Centers. We'd love to have you take a coach out for a test drive. I think that's really how you get a feel for it and see if this is for you. Come join us. You're going to love the lifestyle of traveling in an RV. No more hotels, no more airports. It's just great. And you're really going to enjoy driving. I think it's quite fun. You're like the biggest thing on the road. So, well, other than him. But it really is fun. So come see us at National Indoor RV Centers. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour of Jayco's 2020 Precept 31UL. Now, I'm sure you're wondering how much this beautiful coach would cost. Well, MSRP is $153,330, and MAP, which is minimum advertised pricing as set by the manufacturer, is $109,999. Now, if you want to know what I can sell you this coach for, please give me a call, 469-277-1120. Please go to NIRVC.com. Make sure you check out our everyday best pricing on Jayco's best-selling floor plans. And the Precept 31UL happens to be one of those floor plans. So remember, with our volume and economies of scale, RVs simply cost less with National Indoor RV Centers. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe, and have a great day.